Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. This is Komal Gamlani Santani here. Welcomes you all on your own channel, that is Dhruvika Academy, where we are having a wonderful series of previous year questions and similar pattern of questions. So, guys, meeting you after a long time. I hope you are doing great and you have practiced all the previous year questions that we have discussed till date and had an ace over it. Yes? So, guys, let's begin our today's session where we are going to discuss some very important questions related to statistics today. So, statistics portion is again a very important portion for you, plus it's a very scoring section for you in mathematics. Yes, it's a very scoring section because the questions related to averages and measures of dispersion, they are asked of moderate level and they are very easy to solve and easy to crack as well. So today we are going to discuss some exam oriented questions of averages today. So let's begin our session. So the first question of today's session is on your screen. That is, it says the median of following numbers which are given in ascending order is 25. Find the value of x. Now before we solve this question, we need to be clear with the concept of median, right? So what is the formula for the median that we people use? In the childhood, I remember we used to learn two big formulas, right? Our teacher used to make us learn two big formulas, that if the number of terms in the question is odd, this use this formula. If the number of terms in the question is this, use this formula. So guys, I prefer using single formula whether the number of observations are odd or whether the number of observations are even. Using that single formula, we can solve the question of median very quickly. So what's that single formula? It's very easy. So always remember, median, ME, we represented by ME, is equal to size of n plus 1 by 2th item. N plus 1 by 2th item. Okay. Now, see, I'll just give you one example and that will help you to understand that how we can use one single formula in both the scenarios. So what's that example? See, if let's say we have the observations as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of observations here are 5. And yes guys, always remember, in case of median, we need to arrange the observations always in either ascending order or descending order. Preferable is ascending order, but you can arrange it in descending order as well. So for example, I have a question where data is already arranged 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and I need to find the median. See, if I explain you by the logical approach, median is nothing but the middlemost item in the data when arranged in a particular order. So just observe the data and tell me which number is sitting exactly at the middle position. So at middle position we have 4. So without using any formula, I can tell you median is 4. But if you want to have a formula approach, so we have one formula, that is ME is equal to size of n plus 1 by 2th item. Now, how many observations do we have? 5. So just put 5 in place of n. So that's 5 plus 1 upon 2, that is 6 upon 2, that is third item. So median is equal to what? Size of third item. So now who is sitting at third position? 4 is sitting at third position. So that's our median. So that's first is the logical approach and second is the formula approach. Now you will be thinking, ma'am, this is odd number of observations. It's pretty easy to find out the middlemost observation. What if we have even number of observation? Let's take that example also. Suppose we have the data given as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, if I don't want to use the formula, and just by logical approach I want to tell what is median, so the way is, who is actually sitting in the middle? 4 and 5. So we have two observations sitting in the middle. Okay, we cannot choose one out of these two, that either 4 can be median or 5 can be median. We'll choose one middlemost way, that is we'll find the average of these two middlemost items, that is 4 and 5. We'll find the average of 4 and 5. So median will be equal to what? 4 plus 5 upon 2, that is 9.5. Now this is the logical approach. Now what about the formula approach? We'll use the same formula that we used above. So the formula is size of n plus 1 by 2th item. Now here n is equal to how much? 6. N is equal to how much? 6. So we'll just put 6 in place of n. So it will be 6 plus 1 upon 2, that is 7 upon 2, and that's 3.5. Okay. Size of 3.5th item. Now there is no such position 3.5. It could be the 3, it could be the 4, but 3.5, it's nothing, we call it as a position. So how we'll calculate median? Simply understand that this 3.5 comes in between of two position, that is third and fourth position. So simply we will take the average of the numbers sitting at third and fourth position, right? 3.5 comes in middle of which two whole number positions, third position and fourth position. So simply we'll take the numbers sitting at third position and fourth position and just find the average of those two numbers. Okay, so simply this formula turns around as size of third item plus size of fourth item and just divided by 2. So at fourth position and at third position we have 4 and 5. So simply 4 plus 5 divided by 2, 9.5, that's the median. Got it, guys? Got it? So I hope it's pretty clear that logical approach is very simple than the formula approach. So conclusion is, always give importance to the concepts, logics, then to the formula. Okay. Now let's come back to the question. It says the median of the following numbers which are given in ascending order is 25. Okay, that means the number that they have given, they are already in ascending order. Okay, now they have given you median, they have already calculated median. What are they asking you to find? Find the value of x. Okay, now just count the number of observations. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Oh, we have 10 observations. That means even number of observations. Not to worry at all, we'll just use the logical approach and quickly solve it. See, using the logical approach, we have 10 number of observation which is even, so that's why we'll have two numbers sitting at the middlemost position. So how we are going to tackle these two numbers? We just need to find the average of these two numbers which is equal to the median, that is 25. So x plus 2 plus x plus 4 divide by 2 is equal to what? 25. As simple as that. Okay, so 2x plus 6 is equal to 50. 2x is equal to how much? 44. And x is equal to how much? 22. That's option A. Got it, guys? Yes? Everyone in the class, I believe it's clear. Okay, just quickly comment in the chat box and tell me, is it fine? Is the question clear to you? Fine. Let's do the next question of today's session. Another interesting question on your screen. It says, average age of a group of 10 students was 20 years. So how many students were there in the group? We had 10 students and their average age was 20. So average age here simply means we are talking about mean if nothing is mentioned. The average age increases by 2 years. So initially what was it? 20. It increases by 2 years. That means it becomes how much? 22. When 2 new students joined the group, that means n becomes how much? 12. What is the average age of the 2 new students who joined the group? Okay, fine. So first of all, you need to be clear that how do we calculate average. You need to be first very clear that how do we calculate average. See, nothing mentioned, we are actually talking about mean. So what is the formula for mean, guys? What is the formula for mean? X bar is equal to what? Sigma x upon n. The one formula which is in our blood since childhood, sum of all observations upon number of observation, that we write in the short form as sigma x upon n, right? Okay, so coming back to the first statement they have given, average age of a group of 10 students was 20 years. That means I had average as 20 and n as 10 initially. Okay, now what happened? Average age increased by 2 years. That means new average it increased by 2 years. That means it became how much? 22. When does it increases by 2 years? When 2 new students join the group. That means new strength or new n would be 12. Okay, now they are saying what is the average age of the 2 new students who joined the group. They are just asking you to find the average age of the 2 new students. So for finding the average age of the 2 new students, you just need to find out the sum of their ages and then just divide it by 2. So how you are going to find the sum of their ages? It's very simple. See, just observe the first formula. X bar is equal to sigma x upon n. You are having x bar, you are having n. Just multiply them and you will be able to find the sum. It's very simple. So we can say that sigma x is equal to what? X bar into n, number of observations into x bar, that will give you the sum of the ages, right? So in the first scenario, x bar is 20 and number of observations were 10. So sigma x would be how much? 20 into 10, that is 200. So 200 is the sum of the ages of 10 students. Now talking about the second scenario, that x bar is equal to 22 and n is equal to 12. So what will be the new sum? What will be the new sum? Yes guys, what will be the new sum? Just multiply 12 by 22. 264 would be the new sum. 264 would be the new sum. Now understand the difference between these two sum. How much is the difference? 64 is the difference. This difference is basically what? This difference has arisen because of the 2 new students. This 64 is nothing but the sum of the ages of the 2 new students. Alright, got it? Alright guys, got it? This difference of 64 is basically nothing but is representing the sum of the ages of the 2 students. So sum of the ages of 2 students comes out to be 64. Now we need to find the average of the ages of the 2 students. So we have the sum as 64 divided by 2, that is 32. Option D. Option D. I hope it's clear. See, I have to write this much of stuff just to make you understand. Otherwise, it's a question of not more than 45 seconds if you understand the concept of average well. Okay? Got it everyone in the class? Okay. Let's move to the next question. Guys. Now it says, if the arithmetic mean between two numbers is 64 and the geometric mean between them is 16, the harmonic mean between them is. See, before solving this question, you must know the concept. You must know the concept behind this question. What is the concept? Now there is a property, or I should say, with respect to two numbers, there is a specific relationship between arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Now what's that? Understand. It's true only in case of two numbers. That means when we have only two numbers. For two numbers, g square is always equal to ah, or you can say g is equal to the square root of the product of ah. Now what is g, what is a, what is h? G is equal to what? Geometric mean of the numbers, and a is equal to what? Arithmetic mean of the numbers, and h is equal to what? Harmonic mean of the numbers. Okay, so this relationship between am, gm and hm holds true only when we have two numbers in the series. Okay, so in the question they have clearly said that we have two numbers. Okay, so the arithmetic mean, that is a is equal to what? 64, and g is equal to what? 16. They are asking you to find h. So we studied the relationship that g square is equal to what? A into h. G square is equal to what? A into h. So 16 into 16 upon 64 is equal to h. So let's quickly solve it. 16 ones are 16, 16 fours are 64, and then we have 4. So hm is equal to 4. Okay, so I believe the question is very clear to you, as well as the relationship between am, gm and hm, that holds true only when we have two numbers in consideration. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Now this pattern is also very common because it's again very easy to solve. What is the question saying? See, the mean salary of a group of 50 persons is rupees 5,850. Okay, so again same thing they are saying. We have mean, that is x bar. Let's change the pen. We have mean x bar as 5,850 and n is equal to 50. Okay, further they are saying later on it is discovered that salary of one employee has been wrongly taken as 8,000 instead of 7,800. The corrected mean salary is. Okay, what are they saying? One person's salary has been taken wrongly. It is being taken as 8,000 instead of 7,800. Now be very careful with this statement, guys. You need to be clear which is the correct one. Wrongly taken as 8,000, that means the wrong figure is 8,000 and correct figure is 7,800. Okay, so whenever you face such questions, just make a habit of writing correct and the wrong one. So wrong figure was 8,000, we have to take 7,800. Now they are asking you to find the correct mean salary. Now since we have taken wrong observation, because of that we would have got wrong sum of the observations, and thereafter we would have calculated wrong mean. So first we need to find wrong sum of the observations, right? So that how we can find? Just in the previous question we saw that x bar is equal to what? Sigma x upon n. X bar is equal to what? Sigma x upon n. So we have x bar, we have n. Sigma x we can quickly find it out. So I should write it as wrong sigma x is equal to what? 5850 into 50, right? So just quickly multiply it. 5 5s are 25, 8 5s are 40, 42, 5 5s are 25, 292, 500. I hope you guys are able to understand, right? So this is the wrong sigma x. Now what happened? We took wrong salary as 8,000, the correct one was 7,800. So correct sigma x, how we are going to do it? 292,500. We'll remove the wrong item by subtracting it. Why we are subtracting it? Because initially we have added it. In order to nullify it, we'll subtract it. So we'll just remove the wrong salary, that is 8,000, and we will add the correct salary, that is 7,800. That is 7,800. So eventually what figure you will get? 292,300. So this is the correct sigma x. Now you need to find correct x bar. So just divide 292,300 by 50. So that will give you 5 and then 4, that's 8, and then 4, 6. So do we have some figure as? Yeah, we have 5, 8, 4, 6. That's option B. That's option B. So I hope it's clear. I hope this question is pretty clear in your mind. Yes guys? So you can definitely expect this type of questions in your exam because they are very easy to calculate. Just need to multiply, add and less. If you are very good in mathematics, you would have understood that we have taken 200 extra. So just remove that 200 from the sum and quickly solve it. You could have done this way also. Okay. Now let's move to another question. It says, in a class of 50 students, how many students do we have in the class? 50 students. 10 have failed. 10 students failed. And their average marks is 2.5. Their average marks is 2.5. The total marks secured by the entire class were 281. The average marks who have passed is, see, we have total students in the class as 50, right? 10 students failed. So can you tell me how many students passed? Out of 50 students, 10 students failed. So definitely 40 students passed. Okay. Now I have the average marks of 10 students, those who have failed in the exam. So I can quickly find out the sum of their marks. Okay. So when n is equal to 10, we have x bar as 2.5, right? So what would be sigma x? Simply multiply them. So that is 10 into 2.5, which is equal to how much? 25. So 25 is the sum of the marks scored by these 10 students. Okay. Now in the next statement I am having total marks secured by the entire class. That is, I have the sum of the marks scored by 50 students as 281. Okay. So the sum of the marks scored by 50 students is 281 and sum of the marks scored by 10 students is 25. So I can easily find out the sum of the marks scored by the 40 students who passed, right? This 281 is what? Sigma x. This is sigma x. Okay. So the marks scored by the students who have passed in the exam, that is 40 students, is equal to what? 281 minus 25. So 11 minus 5, 6, 7 minus 2, 5. Is it clear guys? Is it clear? So 256 is the marks, is the sum of the marks scored by 40 students who have passed. Now the average would be very simple, 256 divide by 40. So first simply divide by 4, 64, and then just put the decimal. That's 6.4. That's 6.4. So I believe the question is pretty clear in your mind. Okay, so let's quickly move to the next question, guys. Now this is a very simple question that can trick you and lose your time. What is it saying? Mean for the data, whatever data has been given, it is 5. When each observation added by 2, what is the mean of the data? Now if you don't know one of the properties of mean, what you are going to do, you will increase all the observations by 2 and then sum it up and then again divide it by 5. This you are going to do if you are not aware with the very important property of mean. But if you are aware with the property of mean, it is a question of 5 seconds, just 5 seconds. See, what is that property? Let me just tell you the property once. The name of the property is change of origin and scale. Okay, the property says that if all the observations are increased or decreased by a certain number, or you can say like that, if a constant k, let's say, is added to or subtracted from all the observations, then new mean or median or mode is equal to what? X bar or ME or Z plus minus K. That means if, let's say, if all your observations are increased by 5, that is you add 5 to all your observations, then your old mean will also increase by 5. It's like it happens in our home now. If a parent gives a chocolate to one sibling, one child, then he or she has to give a chocolate to the other child also. Otherwise the other child will cry that you have given chocolate to him but not to me. Same is the scenario in statistics also. If you are increasing all the observations by 5, then you have to increase mean, median, mode by 5. If you are decreasing all the observations by 5, you have to decrease mean, median, mode by 5. If you multiply all the observations by 3, then all your mean, median, mode will also get multiplied by 3, and same is the scenario with division. So no need to add the number to all the observations and then find out the new sum and then divide by number of observations. No need to do so much of tam-jam. Just increase the mean, median, mode by that constant. Increase, decrease, multiply or divide, whatever operation you are doing. Okay. So in this scenario, the mean is given as 5 and all the observations are added by 2. So what will be the new mean? Simply, originally it was 5. It will also get added by 2. So the new mean would be 7. Okay. So I believe the question is pretty clear in your mind as well as the property. Okay, so see you in the next class with some more funny, interesting concepts as per the exam and questions as per the exam. Till then, guys, take care of yourself, and yes, I hope you all have got yourself registered with us in one of the amazing batches for PGCET MCA 2024, that is Samrat at Dhruvika Academy. I've told you number of times that you are getting variety of offers from our side. That is, we are providing you live classes where you can interact with the faculty and clear your queries on the spot. Even if you miss the classes, we have recorded sessions also, and you are getting an opportunity to participate in 50 plus mock test that will help you to get an ace in the exam. So guys, quickly get yourself registered, because this registration will allow you to attend all the upcoming sessions till September. So get yourself enrolled with us and join our WhatsApp group, where you'll get all the updates regarding the upcoming batches. So see you in the next class guys. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye. Thank you so much.